Yay Networks.
Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars. I'm your host, Brit Madrid Mogenson, and we have a jam-packed episode for you guys. So it's April. Happy April. April brings a bunch of fresh new energy. So I'm going to tell you guys what you need to know about April. We have eclipses coming up. We have a Mercury retrograde we got to prepare for. We're also going to talk about Planetary Days, which is a way that you can actually start organizing your schedule based on astrology. This is like taking life planning to a whole new level. You're going to want to know about this, especially with the retrograde coming up. And then we're going to talk about Selena and Zayn. Are they dating? Is it in the cards and stars? We're going to get into that. So let's jump right in. It's a lot of shifts. It's a lot of shifts in April. This is a really big time for everybody. We kind of had this period where things seemed to slow down. I don't know if you guys have been feeling that, but it's been somewhat quiet over the past month or so. And coming into April, we have eclipse season starting. And a lot of people get nervous about eclipse season because it's when we experience massive change. However, most of the time throughout the year, astrology just kind of tells you about like what's going on in the sky. You can see how things are sort of subtly affecting your life. You have free will, obviously, so you can kind of decide like what you're going to lean into, what you're going to ignore. However, during eclipse season, the energy turns up to the point where you can't ignore it. And the reason for that is that the universe wants to push you towards your destiny. So during eclipse season, things that are outside of our control will happen to us or happen for us, right? But this is when you're going to start noticing things change. For example, things that can happen during an eclipse season, you can get into a new relationship. You can let go of an old relationship, discover some truth about a person that you thought was your friend. You can discover that you're actually up for a promotion. Like, it can be really anything based on your birth chart, where you're at in your life, and what is going to be the most positive for your soul growth. So it's exciting. Let's just think of it like that. Let's frame it like this is an exciting time. So here are the dates that you guys want to know for April. Pull out your cosmic calendar. Okay, so first two eclipses coming up. We are going to have a new moon solar eclipse on April 19th in the sign of Aries. So if you pull up your birth chart and you do whole sign houses, look for where you have Aries in your chart, which house Aries corresponds to for you. For me, it's my house of communication. So stay tuned to the podcast, guys. I don't know, something's going to be happening around communication area for me. But for you guys, whatever that is, if it rules your fourth house, you can expect your home and family life to be shaken up and improved during the eclipse. If it's your 10th house, that would be your career. So just check out which house it is for you, and then you'll get a clue as to what is coming. All right, so April 19th, this is not really letting go of anything. This is an eclipse that's going to shake things up. You're going to find out new information. It's going to spark something brand new. And in the sign of Aries, I think it's going to be energizing. I think it's going to be exciting. But then when we move to the corresponding lunar eclipse, we have a lunar eclipse May 5th in Scorpio. This one, just be sure you keep listening to the podcast because I'll have an update for that when we get closer to it. I would not plan anything near May 5th. And this is not to scare you guys. I'm actually going to be in New York traveling. So I'm still living my life. You should still live your life, in my opinion. But just know that this lunar eclipse is going to signal a letting go. And in Scorpio, check and see which house is ruled by Scorpio for you. But Scorpio is an intense energy. Eclipse coming up on April 19th. It's going to feel like refreshing. May 5th in Scorpio, it's going to feel transformative. On the positive side, something major is going to change, but it might feel a little bit emotionally taxing and draining. So if you leave that day open, or just, if you can plan your schedule, kind of keep May 5th light and the days surrounding, that would be really positive. But the luckiest day of the year, you guys, is April 11th, coming up quick. So excited about this day. Every single year, there is a day when the sun and Jupiter perfectly align. And for us, this is on April 11th. So this is a really good day to plan something important or just have fun. Like, do something good April 11th. Make this a day to take a chance, because this is when really all of our actions that we take on this day could not be more positively aligned. The sun is going to give you that warmth, that strength of self. Jupiter is going to give you unexpected blessings. So seize the day, circle that like 100 times, April 11th. That's the day to plan anything good. All right. And then we have Mercury retrograde coming up, you guys. Everybody's favorite. So this is going to happen in the sign of Taurus from April 21st to May 14th. Now, this is not going to be too big of a deal, to be honest. Taurus is the sign of like money. So in general, this is going to be more of a retrograde where we focus on our finances, which is kind of funny because this falls right after tax day. Good times. So you're probably going to feel inspired to, maybe be a little more on top of your finances. And this is a really good time to rethink that. Retrograde rules, rethinking, reworking, redoing. It's a time when you don't really want to start anything new. You just kind of want to go over what you've already done, reassess things, make some changes, tweaks. But yeah, it'll be a good time overall. You just want to make sure that you're taking steps to be more organized during this time and just prep yourself for delays because it's happening for us, but this is a time when things will shift, things will change. So, just strap on, put on your seatbelt, and let's look at this in a positive light. This is also a time when early April, you want to be productive and just get as much done as you can before that April 21st retrograde. And then May 14th, I wouldn't sign any contracts if you can avoid it between April 21st to May 14th. If there's anything big that you want to plan and you have the opportunity of planning it, I would say give it a week of padding after May 14th for Mercury to finally like go fully into direct motion again. But yeah, so any like summer travel plans or any big like meetings, launches, I would say, yeah, do it end of May, June, July, those, that'll all be really great. So just give yourself a little moment to step back, reassess your finances, create a budget, just get really grounded. And yeah, you've got this. I believe in you. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about the planetary days of the week, which is going to be our secret weapon for staying organized and getting shit done during Mercury retrograde. Planetary days are like a productivity secret weapon. And I've actually been using these for a while, just kind of in the back of my mind when I plan things. If someone's like, hey, do you want to grab drinks on Wednesday? I'm like, let's do Thursday. And there is a really good reason for that. And I think this is something that we all need to know so that we can make the most of the time that we have and just make sure that things are a little bit more positively aspected, especially during Mercury retrograde. Knowing the planetary days is just going to give you a little bit of a boost. Let's start with Wednesday only because Wednesday corresponds with the planet Mercury. So every single Wednesday in your calendar during Mercury retrograde, I want you guys to put just a little mark on it. If you can maybe avoid doing important things on Wednesdays during Mercury retrograde, that would be amazing because anything that can and may go wrong or get off course. It's probably going to happen on a Wednesday just because that's the day that corresponds with Mercury. If it happens, DM me because I love to see astrology in action. It's amazing. So, Sunday. As we know, Sunday is like just the day of rest. If you're religious, you probably go to church. It's a family day. Well, it's also a day of rest in astrology. So, Sunday corresponds with the sun, ruler of Leo. And when we think of Leo in its highest light, Leo is just like warm and happy and doing things that you want to do. The sun is like your ego in your birth chart. And your ego is just like, your earthly being, like what you like to do for fun, who you like to be around, things that make you feel good. And that's what Sunday's about. So whether you're religious or not, using Sunday as a day to really like just a day when you're only supposed to kind of do things that make you happy, that's perfect. Saturday is going to be the day of your weekend that you probably want to get your stuff done around the house, like do your prep. Saturday is ruled by Saturn. It's known as Saturn's Day. And Saturn is that disciplinarian of the zodiac. I always feel like this. Like on a Friday, I'll usually have fun. I'll do something Friday night, wake up on Saturday, and I want to go and do all those Sunday things and like hang out with my friends or go shopping or whatever. But I always end up having my list of crap that I have to get through first. Well, it's Saturn's Day, and that's totally aligned, actually. So make the most of your Saturdays if you want to go by this, write a list, get it all done, like do all the housework, the cleaning, like whatever you have to do that you haven't been able to do during the week, get it done and go full out so that you can really enjoy your Sunday. I find that when we keep the tasks confined to the planetary day that they correspond with, we end up feeling like we have a really good balance of like rest and work and things just kind of run more smoothly, like your life just flows. Okay, so Monday. Now, we all have a case of the Mondays because you got to start back at work, right? You're trying to get back on your grind after your Sunday of just like living your best life and being all Leo energy. Well, Monday is known as the moon's day. It corresponds with the moon and our emotions. So the reason that you can sometimes feel sluggish is because a lot of the time on Monday, like you'll wake up And, the moon is very intuitive, very emotional. You may have had, especially if you have a lot of like water in your chart, you may have had some like crazy dreams, Sunday night leading into Monday. There may be feelings that you had been kind of, maybe pushing down. And then over the weekend, you finally had a chance to process some feelings. And then Monday, they just kind of linger or they come to the surface, things that were in your subconscious, they come to the surface. And the moon is a day of, or the moon rules like, the feminine nature. It does rule like connection over productivity. So if you feel like you want to have a light Monday, maybe you need to sleep in or you just want to like, you don't feel like pushing yourself as much. I say give yourself that day. Make it a day to connect with people. Make it a day to connect with yourself. Do a little bit of pampering, get things done, but I wouldn't push yourself. Leave that for Tuesday. So make that big to-do list Monday night. I would say don't beat yourself up if you don't have a productive Monday. Make the to-do list and then Tuesday wake up early because Tuesday is Mars's day. So and Mars is like energy, the god of war. This is the day when you will be able to get everything done that you have for that day, plus what you didn't do on Monday. I say make Tuesday your big day for like any meetings, anything that you need to be focused for, anything that you need to have more confidence for. That's going to be Tuesday. Wednesday. Also Tuesday, not a great day to have like an important talk with someone, especially if there's a chance that it could go south or, you might not see eye to eye. I would save that for like for Wednesday, as we get to Wednesday. How convenient. Wednesday is Mercury's day. So Mercury is the mind. Mercury is like communication. The mind, it is the way that we process information. So it's a really good day when you can do things that require more mental stimulation. And especially if it's like kind of a difficult conversation, because Mercury, it's going to go a little bit more smoothly, but it's also going to help you stay in your mind and out of your feels. Like you don't want to have an important conversation on a Sunday because, it's a day when you're going to be a little more in your ego, thinking more about yourself. You definitely don't want to have a conversation, like I said, on Tuesday because of Mars. Monday, it'll be too emotional. So Wednesday's just a good day to be balanced and get things done. It's another day that's kind of just a bridge in between the first part of the week, the second part of the week, another good planning day. Thursday, Jupiter's day. So Thursday is great. I love Thursday. We all love Thursday. It's like you start to get that weekend feeling, it's coming. And it is the day when it's also energetic, just like Tuesday, but Thursday, that Jupiter energy, Jupiter's gifts and luck. So if something good's going to happen during the week, or if you need to do something that, it's kind of like out of your comfort zone, do it on Thursday because with Jupiter's blessing behind you, even if something doesn't work out, you'll still feel a little bit more supported and like more emotionally buoyant. You'll be able to bounce back because Jupiter is just, it gives you that kind of carefree spirit. So harness that and have fun on Thursday. And that's another good like date night or like, first date, great for a Thursday because things will just be a little more upbeat. Friday, Venus's day. So a lot of people will do their date night on Saturday instead of on Friday. I say switch that because with Friday being Venus's day, I mean, everybody kind of checks out of work early mentally and emotionally at least. And being able to use that like Venus ruled romance, luxury, you're going to be feeling your best, you're going to feel pretty. Like that is such a fun romantic energy. So I say make Friday your date night. If you are a content creator or you do something creative, like you take photographs or anything, or you have a photo shoot or you need to get your hair done, Friday, perfect day for that because Venus will be smiling upon you. And yeah, it'll be supporting all of that good stuff. So I hope that that helps you to plan out your week, especially during Mercury retrograde, because yeah, things are going to be a little wonky, but we've got this. We've been through like a million Mercury retrogrades. But yeah, let me know how you guys like that. And when we come back, we are going to talk about Selena Gomez and Zayn Malik. We're going to pour some tarot tea. Selena Gomez and Zayn Malik. Now, you guys, I did look for their birth chart information to see if we could find out if any of this was in the stars. And while Selena Gomez's information is readily available, Zayn's birth chart is there, but his birth time, it's like not exact. It's not specific. It's at like every single celebrity birth time that's provided, there's like this scale where it'll be like excellent or like poor, meaning it's kind of a guess. So for his is like ranked poor. So I was like, it's not even really worth doing. But we can look to our trusty tarot cards to see if there is some tarot tea on these two. They have been spotted smooching in NYC. And also recently, I think it was on the 23rd of March, March 29th, Selena Gomez was actually spotted hanging out with Zayn's personal assistant. So people are saying, okay, are they a little bit closer than we think? Is this, seeing them in public, like, was that just kind of the icing on the cake? Have they been together? How many people hang out with someone's personal assistant that they're just casually dating? So let's get to the bottom of it. Let's see what is in the cards. All right. So we are going to start with pulling a card for Selena Gomez's energy. What is her energy towards Zayn? How does she feel about him? King of Swords. Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, the king is like definitely respect. Like she respects him. She sees him as someone who is very mature, who is mentally like, so the king, okay, so swords corresponds with air signs in astrology, and it's all about like your mental acuity. Like how well are you able to like navigate situations? Are you a good communicator? Are you smart? Basically, are you sharp? Right. So that's why people say, like, how smart are you? So I don't know what I'm saying here, you guys, but what I'm trying to say is she feels like he is someone that she can respect his opinion. Like she looks at him and holds him in really high regard. Now, the King of Swords is not a super romantic card, so we're gonna have to get some clarity. But overall, this is someone that she would consider being in a serious relationship with because he is in that king position, which is very someone who's like mastered their realm. So anyway, respect, a lot of respect there. So that's good. Okay, let's get a card for how Zayn feels towards Selena. Okay, so we have the World card here. Interesting. Okay, so the World card is like there is this possibility for a major change based on his connection with her. So it's like if you think about your whole world, like the way that you go about your daily life, if you were to get into a serious relationship, for example, your world would change. You would be going different places, possibly. You might be spending time, especially like with big celebrities like this, that would probably require like coordinating his schedule, making big changes in his life. So he does see Selena as someone that he could change his life for, I mean, that's pretty romantic. All right, let's get a card that represents their combined energy. What is their current combined energy? What is their current combined energy? Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups here. It came in reverse. So I like that it was reversed, but I don't like that we even got the 5 of Cups at all. So this tells me that they have kind of been like exchanging sob stories a little bit and leaning on each other, which is really nice. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to work out between the two of them. This could be great because sometimes, what's better than being able to date and get romantically involved with someone that you can be your real self with, share your traumas, things that have gone well, things that have like I feel like they are being very open with each other, but they're also kind of processing things together. Now, because the 5 of Cups came in the reverse, this tells me that they are getting over these things together, but their past is still a part of their present relationship with each other. So it's not like they're both fully moved on, fully healed. Zayn might still be hurting a little bit from his relationship with Gigi, and Selena, she's been single for a little bit. She has been spotted with different people. Nothing's been confirmed, but she might be going through her own emotional process. So that's interesting. Okay, let's get one more clarifier for Selena. Oh, well, okay, that card was jumping. Oh my God, 3 of Cups. Okay, weird, guys. 3 of Cups, three's a crowd emotionally and in a relationship. So this tells us that either there is someone else on her mind or that she's involved with, or she's concerned about someone else in his life. But this tells me that she is definitely trying to think of like a third party situation that could interfere. So, yeah, that's not a romantic card really at all. It's a card of like, I'm kind of afraid to get hurt or I'm afraid to hurt you. So, okay, interesting. So, this is just coming up with a lot of like unresolved things. Their lives are both very complicated. All right, one last card for Zayn to clarify him. And I guess we're just going to have to see where these two go. I mean, the jury is definitely still out on these two. Zayn, Queen of Cups. Okay. Queen of Cups in the reverse, though. Interesting. All right. So Here's the thing. He sees her as this potential Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, the cup suit is about emotions. And the Queen is, just like how she saw him as a king, it is like someone who has mastery of their emotions, someone that you can respect. The Queen of Cups is very romantic. This is someone that you could really see yourself being with in the long term, like truly a romantic partner that could like be the one, basically. But this was in the reverse. So I feel like he is afraid to get hurt. So I would say overall, intuitively with these two, they both have a lot of strong feelings for each other. There's a lot of energy going on, but they're in this stage of their relationship where they don't want to get hurt and they're kind of figuring each other out, which I feel like that makes a lot of sense. So we'll just have to keep an eye out, see if they're spotted again. And yeah, I'm rooting for these two though. I think they could really be a good match if they can get past their mutual, fear of what could happen. And if they can be really like vulnerable and open with each other, yeah, it could all come together. Okay. Well, you guys, thank you for joining me for this episode of In the Cards and Stars. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications on whatever podcasting platform you guys listen on. And then you can go to Brit Madrid on YouTube to see all of these videos that go with every single podcast. And we have some Tarot Tea bonus content over there. So yeah, come hang out with us. Oh yeah, and the new In the Cards and Stars Instagram. DM me and I will answer your questions. If you have questions, we can start a little dialogue over there too. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next Tuesday.